The people in the party and the old lady.
Auburn, you mean?
Yeah, the old lady.
Okay.
Again, like, Justin realizes she is not old. I'm a 14-year-old kid right now. She's ancient.
Yeah. All right. Well, Auburn says, like, he went out hunting yesterday, right?
Can we confirm that with the hunters?
I mean, you can. I mean, you could ask them. Do you have any skills in talking to people?
Yeah, and I pull out my sword.
Auburn says maybe you should let somebody else handle talking.
But I'm a ray of frickin' sunshine.
That doesn't always work.
Okay, cool.
I mean, Arcloid, anything you want to do in this situation?
Excuse me. Was Anton around at that time?
You're in the encampment, so you know about the fact that the body's been found. You were busy building traps yesterday, so you didn't catch anything on your end. But is there anything specific you want to investigate? I guess I would be asking.
Well, he'd want to talk to the other hunters who had gone out to see if he can't possibly suss out if any of them might be guilty, but don't really have good skills for that, and that's something I'm bad at in real life. But I do have +1 in sense motive. And
I
that's
mean, if you
not
want,
enough.
if you want to attempt it, go ahead.
All
If
right.
Orville wants to attempt it, go ahead. I mean, I can't.
No, Forvel's gonna tell Auburn to talk to people because she's supposedly a people person.
She is definitely better at it than you are.
Oh yeah, my solution is to threaten people.
All right. So for Auburn, if Auburn's going to be going around doing the social butterfly thing, let's see. So she asks a couple of people around, and they basically everybody tells sort of the same story. You know, they go out into the woods. They usually go individually, um, grab whatever they can, and rush back. You know, as quickly as possible. They usually, most of the hunters say they usually go within 2 miles from where the camp is. That way, they can like, stay away and catch fresh game. First sign of trouble, they usually run away and get back to the camp. So as far as everybody is concerned, including the hunters that went out, the victim, basically, Davrin basically was out with them.
Records.
At least
They have
doing his
recently
own
changed
thing.
their.
Last person to see him was Remo.
All right, what's that vicious traitor Remo got to say?
Remo basically tells the same story. Everybody kind of just picks a spot they go to, hunt there for a few hours, see what they can grab or snare or fish or whatever, and come back.
I don't
Really
like
nothing else. I don't like it either. Honestly, it looks like he's executed, and that's what scares me.
any way to make sure people are telling truth.
Sense motive?
Yes, I will sense motive, but I'm also asking if we have a magical means to do so.
You would be the only one that actually would be able to do that. Auburn does not have that ability.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't have that ability.
So just standard sense motive will be all you get.
Yeah, because if not, then we natural 20, baby.
He's telling the truth.
What about everybody else?
Everybody's telling the truth. Like everyone is like angry, dismayed, and frankly a little bit afraid. Like the hunters don't want to go out hunting today.
Okay, hold on. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slowly line up the hunters, and I'm just gonna get real close to their face and spend an uncomfortable amount of time looking at them.
Okay.
Detect magic. I'm looking for anybody messing with them. Is there any spell effects on them? Is anybody?
There are magical effects, but it's mostly in the equipment that has been found by Coriel and Daryl.
That's fine. If it's equipment, that's cool.
Would you like to try and figure out what that magical equipment is?
I would absolutely love to. What do I have to roll? It was spellcraft, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, like, yeah, I'm just going around and looking at people with magic going off from my detect magic. And if anyone bitches, I'm like, I'm detecting magic. Stop. But then I get to the two people with stuff that I'm like, oh, hold on, I'm gonna see. You have stuff. I don't know what it does yet. Give me a second. 25.
All right, we'll use that for like the bulk roll here because there's a lot of stuff that you find. Was it put on?
Anything they had, I didn't put on our main list.
Hey, hi, Pandarin. How are you?
Hey, I'm alive.
Alive is good, and you're just in time.
Yeah.
Do you remember the magical items that you picked up? Because I have some things in my notes. I want to make sure they're correct.
Yeah, I wrote them down on my character sheet.
Awesome. There should be a sword, there should be a breastplate, and there should be a bunch of scrolls in the scroll case. Is that right?
And also, there's a cape if it's magical.
Hmm.
But yeah,
I know what that cape
breastplate,
is.
axe,
Don't tell you what they
scrolls,
are,
cape.
because I was doing detect magic on everyone to see if anyone was like ensorcelled or something, and I stopped at
Nope.
anyone who had stuff that we didn't know what it was, and I'm like, hold on, I want to know what that is.
Nobody is ensorcelled. That much I can tell you.
Okay, yeah. So there's no
Okay.
effects that are
So,
currently
Oh,
negatively
and a
affecting
potion.
people.
the cape is a cloak of resistance +1. For the scrolls, the scroll case contains 4 scrolls. Are you ready? So you can write this down. One is a scroll of Cure Moderate Wounds, level 3. One is a scroll of Bull's Strength, level 3. One is a scroll of Summon Monster 2. And one is a scroll of Fireball, level 3. Were those written down, or do you need me to repeat? I'm hearing no sound at all. Hello.
So I didn't write those because I'm assuming that Pandarin's rocking.
Can you go over it again, so I can make sure I got this right?
I want to make sure we got it right. Cure moderate wounds, level 3. Bull strength, level 3. Fireball, level 3. And summon monster 2.
I think at this
Okay.
point, I would try and collect any and all scrolls so I could organize them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to pop that info in the chat, I will make a list of scrolls.
Well, I would suggest maybe organizing the group's list of items in there, because that's where I would assume they would go at the moment.
Oh, they're going to. I'm just going to make a separate heading for scrolls.
You also have a a +1 axe.
Well, I gave that to the other guy who had an axe.
Coriel has that, so we'll give
Yeah.
him that. And you find a +1 short sword of lightning. You're shaking your head at that, or was that the axe?
+1
No,
short
that,
sword of lightning.
that's just like, all right, I guess.
It's a +1 magical weapon. It deals an extra d6 of lightning damage on top.
Okay,
so.
okay.
That one Corvell
Similar to
took, isn't it?
I think Coriel has that as well. And you have a potion, right?
Yep.
It is a potion of restoration, lesser.
Okay.
And the last thing was a +1 piece of armor. I believe that was the
breastplate. Yeah.
yeah, it's a +1 breastplate.
Well, I'm not wearing it. Do we have people who wear breastplate?
Again, I think that would be Coriel, but he's not here tonight. So my recommendation is put this all in the group stuff and then like divvy it up amongst yourselves if need be.
All right. What exactly did I miss?
Well, King decapitated a werewolf,
Makes
and
sense.
we're actually going to go to that scene in a second and is going to go back to the Red Jaw camp and say, hey, look what I got. And you guys have arrived at the main camp, but somebody turned up missing and had their own head decapitated.
It's true.
And now they're trying to figure out what the hell's going on with that.
We know that nobody in the camp, at least currently, is under the effects of magic, and they're all telling the truth that they didn't do it.
A couple of people are a little bit worried that it's the new people that came in, so they're specifically looking at Daryl and Sirach.
Have I actually been introduced to anyone?
You have.
Yeah, you've technically did introductions when you came into the camp, but if you want to roleplay that, go for it.
I would like to do that at some point.
So
right
actually,
now.
the first thing that I would say when I see Sirach is, who's big, dumb, and furry? Is he wearing wood? That makes no sense.
Can I get a description of you first?
Absolutely. Hold
Just
on.
so I have some context here.
Oh, this is the great part. Are you ready for this? I'm about 5'3" and 110 pounds.
Yep.
I have auburn hair in like a semi-stylish bowl cut. Dark eyes.
Okay.
I'm a 14-year-old elf.
Jesus Christ.
With a like a canoe oar sticking up off of his back. With like books and various with a big old book at his side. You also notice I do have a longsword.
Okay.
And the weird thing is people seem to be waiting on my word in this situation when there is fully grown adults with crossbows.
Well, in his head, at least, that's what it is. Really, technically, Auburn's in charge.
Okay.
But she's not stepping up and saying, "Listen to me, don't listen to the kids." So that tells you something.
All right. Greetings.
Yeah, that's saying hello. What's up?
You may call me Sirach. I
And
have brought
Sirach?
these two ones who got lost back to where they belong.
This is true. Thank you.
Sirach, welcome to the hard place.
Quick one,
Is Sirach correct in guessing that this is the remaining people from the nearby cities.
Yep. See, we were wandering, but then we stopped, and I designed this whole thing, but we built it up. And you see extremely well-designed palisade walls. There's a gate. And this is just from the outside. You can tell that there's, like, walking platforms along the walls, and, like, it's sturdy.
A little young for a Freemason, aren't you?
Nah. I'm real old. I turned 14, like, 5 months ago?
Yes, the rest of us are too
14.
old and senile to make decisions, so he's in charge.
That...
Alright, either way.
It's confusing.
Feel free to come in. Guy tricked the trap. God damn it, I have to set it back up. When you're coming back in, pull the doors out. Don't push them in. If you push them in, big old spike traps coming at you.
I am familiar with traps.
You said I.
Sorok is... Fuck you. Yeah, I catch it every time immediately after I do it.
I think
God,
the problem is
okay.
that you set me
Like a
up to
normal
just
person.
always listen for it.
Yeah.
Alright, either way. Here, these are some people. That's Aubryn. She's old. Let's keep going. These are the tents.
He points to a middle-aged woman who with one leg. She has a peg leg. And she shakes your hand. She says, "Thank you for helping us out here. As you can see, our situation here is a little bit unusual, let's say."
Sorok would describe it as somewhat tenuous, yes.
Were you just in the woods out of randomness?
No. But
Well,
yes. But mostly no.
Were you? I'm assuming the others have told you of the situation right now with all these invaders.
No. Not entirely, but Sorok is familiar with this type of thing.
It's a very long story, unfortunately, and she actually spends like the next couple of minutes like going over like every little thing that has happened. So back to the attack and Phaendar, all the way to basically building the encampment, to getting the supplies, to the loss of people along the way, and all that stuff. And now we're dealing, and she finishes by saying, "And now we're dealing with another death this morning, one that's just out of nowhere. I gotta be honest, everybody. People are starting to falter. I'm getting really worried that our position here is not as strong as it should be."
Well, your position has increased in strength with Sorok Bearpuncher on your side.
I'm sorry, what?
Your position has increased in strength with Sorok Bearpuncher on your side.
Oh, jeez. Like, why are we bringing in weirdos?
Aubryn points out, "You do realize that many could consider you very unusual as well, right?"
Absolutely not.
Perish the thought. Perish the thought.
He cannot comprehend that he is unusual. No. Like, I'm just a genius. That's it.
I see.
He's misunderstood.
You are a strange one, little one. But we are all strange in our own ways.
As this conversation...
I'm going to play a game. Whoever else wants to play can play with me. Anytime this man, he points to Sorok, says anything that would be better, would be enhanced by adding "in bed" at the end, take a drink.
As this conversation's going on, King, we'll get back to you guys in a second. King, you return back to the other campment.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the one I'm talking about?
Yep. Context clues.
And,
It's a secret conversation.
yes. And what do you do?
I go back to the tower.
The hobgoblins that are like standing guard up there, they're like, "Oh, you're back so quickly."
I
What'd you
probably have
find?
the head tied to my belt by its hair.
Yeah, they see it. They say,
Yeah, I'm
you
back
found
for
one, eh?"
for the bounty.
Scott Vitters is going to be happy about that. Here, why don't you go back down in the camp and we'll see when he's ready to come out. And you basically just wait like an hour until you see the giant. You see,
Remember, he's not
actually, you don't
actually a
see the
giant.
bugbear.
Yes, remember, he's a normal size.
You actually don't see the bugbear. You do see somebody else, though.
Jonah Jameson.
Another figure. It looks like a hobgoblin with several alchemical pouches and like a bandolier filled with nothing but potions and concoctions laid in around her chest. And she actually goes inside his tent for a moment. They start conversing and talking and all that stuff. About 10 minutes later, she comes outside, and you notice she's actually carrying a pouch. And she says to you, King, "You the one that's bringing in heads?
Yeah.
Here you go." And she throws you, with pretty good accuracy, a pouch filled with what you assume is 100 gold.
Well, I mean, hefting it in my hand, do I think is 100 gold?
I'm sorry?
Hefting it,
weight.
yeah, hefting it in my hand, do I feel like it's 100 gold?
Oh, you mean like actually filling it up and whatnot? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
100
what we
gold.
do to bags. We feel them up.
I had to think for a second, what the hell are you talking about? But yeah,
Yeah,
it's 100 gold.
hefting.
Yeah, think
He's
Indiana
always doing
Jones.
it.
Word.
Think Indiana Jones measuring the amount of sand in the bag versus the weight of a idol. Except that I'm comparing what I think 100 pounds, 100 pounds, 100 gold pieces would feel like in one hand versus past experience.
I should also point out that he failed in that task in that movie. Anyway. Yes, it is 100 gold. And she says, "You can leave the head right near the tent. We'll take care of it later."
Yeah, I'll take a blade, I'll cut the hair that's tied to my belt off and just plop it. Chuck it. Pop it. Squeeze it. Twist it.
Good on you, Hunter. Any more heads, bring them down. We'll be happy to pay you.
That's what I'm here for.
Maybe if you prove yourself, we can use you in the actual army.
Prove myself. Maybe I should add, that one was also a werewolf.
That's a shitty werewolf then if you cut it off so easily.
Oh, yeah, no, I was thinking that myself. It was a pretty shitty werewolf. I mean, he never laid a hand on me. Or a tooth.
It's interesting. In fact, you know what? I'm going to take this head for myself for a little bit, because I was going to probably look at it and do some research on it anyway to figure out who we're dealing with.
You think you can get Lyco werewolf when it's dead already?
No.
Okay.
Why? Why? You got bit after it died or something?
No, I'm just thinking about it. You know, like, you cut the head off a snake, you can still get poisoned by the snake if you if you mess around inside its mouth.
Yeah, no. You can't become a werewolf like that. That's not how these curses work.
I shrug. All right.
All you need to know is that if you really want to become a werewolf or any other lycanthrope like that, what you gotta do is willingly get bit and it's like a disease. The curse passes on to you. If you don't cure it within a certain amount of time, it's a permanent disease that forces you to change.
Well, I'm not going to let anything bite me on purpose. I mean, if it happens, it happens, but I was just wondering.
You say that there's some crazy people out there. I should know.
Well, I was rather hoping it would stay a werewolf after I killed it so I could take its hide and make a pretty cool looking coat out of it, but it reverted back to human form again after I killed it.
Yeah, that always happens. Whenever you kill like a were creature, they always revert back to their normal forms.
Alright, well, if you're wondering, I found this one wandering around about 2 days east of here.
That's good to know. You find any other humans?
Well, there was the bunch that I was telling, sorry, the guy's name again was Scissorak?
Scarvinerus.
I was so close.
Call him Scar.
The ones I was telling Scarvinerus about before, but they, I guess they must have been on to me because they wandered off before I got back to them.
Yeah, they're not gonna last long then. We'll take care of them. And soon they'll just be part of the tent.
You might want to ask for more than heads then, if you're going to use them to make a tent out of. Because that requires a lot of flesh.
Oh, he's not gonna worry about that. He saves certain people for his tents.
I'm saying, you're not saving anybody. You're asking for their heads.
As you guys are talking, you notice a hobgoblin with a it looks like a dog come into the camp.
Now, you know it'd be cool, though. A tent made entirely of scalps.
Scalp tent. That's a new one. Why would you do that?
Well, you shaved the head before. Well, no, you wouldn't shave the head. You'd cut the hair real short, right? So it's like the fur on the back of an animal. So it's like a normal furred tent, except it's entirely made of scalps.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
So you get the benefits of a fur tent, but you get the knowledge that these are all human scalps.
As you're talking, you see another female hobgoblin come up behind you. You notice a very vicious dog. Not a wolf, a regular like human size, like a human looking dog, almost like a German Shepherd almost. Um, next to her side, like sniffing you and slowly growling.
That's
And you
fine.
notice she actually has a bag, and she sets the bag down, and in the bag are two heads of her own. And she says, "I got more for the pile there, Yisty."
Do I recognize them?
And I also, you don't recognize who they are. I mean, if you want to do a quick perception check on them and all that, but you don't think they're the people that ran away from you. And the new the heads, both of them are women. You notice, or at least they have more feminine features, longer hair, or what's left of the hair. They obviously have like a rictus grin, or not a rictus grin, but like a rictus sort of face on them of terror. And she says, "Sadly, couldn't catch any live, but I do have some information. They're in camp, apparently.
Want to say that again? You're doing the robot thing.
I'm there right now. The new hobgoblin says, basically mentioned that they found an encampment where humans are, and it's apparently a week south from here." Can you hear me? Hello?
No, I heard it's not. Well, I hope you weren't expecting me to react to that.
Complete silence scares me sometimes because I don't know if you can hear me or not.
If you see people moving on the cameras, then at least you know that they're not disconnected.
Keep in mind, I'm not looking at the cameras. I'm looking at the board, the screen.
See, I'm always looking at the cameras for facial recognition.
Yeah, same.
I have to look at the screen board and whatnot because I'm,
the screen
making
board.
sure all the rolls are seen.
Just have 2 monitors.
Yeah, this is like, I can't afford that. my monitor at home.
In fairness, though, he has like 7 monitors spread out across 4 houses.
No, it's really only 2 in general. One is my laptop, the other is my television.
Yeah, see, this is my television, this is my monitor.
When you see me looking to the side like this, I'm looking at my monitor with the pictures on it. So I tend to look straight ahead at the other monitor.
I'm just switching back and forth between both. Anyway, she says, she basically says that she basically looks up and sizes you up as her dog is like sniffing you. And she says, "You also hunting them?"
Yeah, I keep wandering a bunch out in the wild.
Well, we found their base of operations. Maybe you could help us raid it out, take out the rest of them in one swoop.
What are the defenses like?
Well, we saw them building them for a little while. Looks like they actually already got palisades up.
I mean, do you have numbers?
No. Don't have any hard numbers. It looked like maybe a dozen. Slightly over a dozen. That's why
Women,
Charlotte's
children?
staying behind. He's gonna... Oh, yeah. A couple of women and children. They'll be easy pickings. Charlotte's staying behind is going to be going after all of their fighters first. Soften them up before we get there.
I wonder if there'd be an easier way to do this if they have fortifications. Do you have any well, you have any poisons on you?
The other hobgoblin, the alchemist-looking one, she says, "I have poisons. Why do you ask?"
Well, if they're fortifying their position, then they must have a limited resource of water and food. It might be easier just to infiltrate their camp at some point and poison their food and water. That way, if it doesn't kill them, it'll certainly weaken them.
I was going to say, wouldn't that make them move out of there? They figure that out?
I mean, all of these options are still good options. They'll either be outside of their defenses and easy pickings, they'll die on the vine from poison, or they'll be weakened. Far easier to kill.
Roll a diplomacy.
Not a talker, King.
The alchemist actually scratches her chin and she says,
"Oh wait, actually, hold on.
Bad idea, but
I think I got a modifier."
I'll go on.
Let's see. Nope, that kicks in at 6th level.
Okay.
We're only level 3. At 6th level, my reputation spreads further across the nation, and you may apply your trait bonuses on diplomacy and intimidate checks to influence all humanoids of Nirmathas.
Interesting.
But that's double my level.
The Yisti, the alchemist, she says to you, "Not a bad idea, but there's no way Scrivenerus is going to go for it."
Go for what?
He'll just want the direct approach. Wasting time poisoning them. Probably we're better off just hunting them bit by bit and then just assaulting them.
Wait, are you not a
Start
mercenary?
tearing them, break their spirits. No, none of us are here.
Oh, you guys are working for him specifically.
both of the hobgoblins stop for a minute, and she says, and then Yisty, the alchemist, says, "We're part of the Ironfang Legion, half-orc."
Right, like I said, you're working for him specifically. I'm a mercenary. I'm working off the bounty system. I'm getting paid for my work. Which means it's easier to get the most bang for your buck. If I can pay for a 50 gold piece poison and get 5 heads, I've saved 450 gold pieces of work.
Not a bad idea for you, then. But it's all up to the boss on that one. I'll be honest with you, he's not really too keen on a lot of the mercenaries that keep hiring. Although you are the first one to actually succeed and bring back something.
In fairness, I brought back more, but I was told that y'all didn't want troglodyte heads.
Oh no, those guys are allies.
Yeah, well, they're
At
disgusting.
least that's. Well, I guess I better go back to work. Orlu, you should probably tell Scarvenerus of what you just found out. He'd be happy to see you too. And
I do appreciate
the
in the
alchemist.
Ironfang Legion camp, I've got the, well, I guess break time's over.
Yep, they're regimented like that.
No, I mean such a horrible conversationalist. It's like, I gotta be going back to work now. I guess I'll see you later.
Oh, that too. Orlu is actually will go inside and speak to him. You notice the dog stays outside and it continues to growl at you.
Yep. You've given me a reason not to go back to the encampment again. Now, can you read into what I'm saying to understand which encampment I'm talking about?
I'm hoping it's this one.
Nope.
Nope.
I can't go back to the other encampment now because 1, I know someone's watching it, and 2, this dog is gonna fucking remember my smell. So, the moment I go back there, any cover I have as a go-between or a mercenary is instantly blown.
Unless if you kill them all.
Right. I'm gonna kill all 3 of these without a single one getting away, single-handedly. What am I, some sort of bear puncher?
Yeah, you have to be
You
pretty
could
strong
be.
to do that. You have to, like, punch all the bears ever.
Well, I mean, it's more so that, in fact, you'd have to kill everyone with 1 hit and be able to keep up with the ones that try
Yeah.
to run away.
I'll be right back.
Alright.
You could be you could do that.
Or I could just go on a suicide
Honestly,
mission and try
I
and
would
take out this orc encampment. I mean, this hobgoblin encampment all by myself in the middle of the night.
I leave the choice up to you.
I'm just saying I can't go home now. This is what you've done to me.
I mean, logically, I was kind of assuming you were going to go warn them that they know where you are, and that's a
I was about to
problem.
warn them. In fact, that's the original reason I was going back. But then you had this dog smell me, specifically, and then tie it to a whole group of hobgoblins which are casing the joint, as it were. Which means that now, if I have any hope of keeping my cover, I can't go back.
I feel like you're overthinking it, but okay.
Right, because that's the trap I want to fall into, not overthinking anything.
Well, again, I leave the choice up to you on what you wish to do. Meanwhile, back at the encampment, so are you doing anything else regarding the headless body?
Regarding the headless body, I've done all that I kind of can with the information that we have.
Well, the pretty much almost everybody who was hunting doesn't want to go out today.
Okay, cool. Then in that case, we're not eating today.
I'll have Anton go further afield and set some animal snares and some. I don't know what you call them, but like they're traps where it's two pieces of wood on a hinge, and you step on it, the foot gets stuck in a hole, and the paw makes it too big to go through. A regular human getting caught in that would be able to just, push the levers down and then pull the foot out, but an animal wouldn't normally know to do that.
Look like a mousetrap almost?
I think they are called tread traps.
Oh.
It's basically designed to cover anything intelligent enough to take the time to pull the parts up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can, you roll those, roll that mechanics.
All right. Let me get my sheet up. I ended up resetting roll 20, and my sheet got closed.
That's all right.
No, the only thing that Forvel would be doing would be slowly adding spells to his spell book. Because we have a whole bunch of scrolls.
If you do that, the scrolls are destroyed, basically.
100%. But if it's in my spell book, it's not just one-time use.
That is true.
And the healing, and like the healing scrolls that we have, I can't do anything with.
No.
So.
What spells are you trying to add? And then I need you to make a roll then for them.
I'll let you know which one I'm doing first. I'm just making sure that there's nothing else I need to reorganize on this list.
Okie dokie.
There's
Sirach,
one thing I'm taking off of it, though. Which is that aquamarine. That's not leaving my side.
Okay.
Sirach, are you doing anything in camp today?
Well, I've successfully escorted the two back to here. I found this place, and it seems like there's a lack of food going on here. Is that correct?
Yes.
It's beginning to dwindle, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go out and do trapper stuff, basically. Which
You're gonna
I guess.
go. Are you crafting traps, or are you
No, I have
hunting?
some, like hunting.
Oh, okay.
Like
That
I
would be
have
a
traps
survival roll for you.
already. It's also a profession.
You can set those down too.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah, while that's being done, like looking at the list, it's now organized into all different categories. And if any of the NPCs would upgrade because they do have something better that they're naturally good at, feel free to just mark it off the list and put it on their character sheets. Because the stuff on there is just stuff that's not accounted for.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some good stuff on there.
Sirach, with your profession role there, you actually set up like the bear traps and like all your other traps there. You note where Anton is setting up traps as well. You guys basically have the perimeters. Most of the perimeter is trapped up, so like any animals like step on anything or anybody steps on anything, they might feel it if they're not careful.
Most of mine are also like medium game, large game traps. So it's mostly gonna be targeting like deer, bears, other animals, and also I don't know what the damage on them is actually like.
Well, actually, can you roll a survival roll for me, Sirach?
Yeah, sure.
I figured
And
with.
then I want you to.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask if you can add a +5.
+5.
And
okay.
And Anton, you roll one as well with a +5.
29.
Okay.
It's a natural 20.
Oh shit! Nice.
Jesus.
Anton, go for it as well. 21. Okay.
What can I
So
say?
you
It's
guys
literally my job.
you lay down your traps for the day, and you wait a day. When you come back to check on them, there is a smorgasbord of food. Anton, you're able to like pick off. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You're able to get like 7 provision points off of like the small games you get, like a lot of rabbits, a lot of ferrets, things like that, like hares and stuff that you can cook and eat easily.
Yeah, like
Sir,
the tree
Surak,
traps would be
though,
for a bigger game, but he would have also set like small snares and whatnot to catch those kind of things you're talking about. You're right.
yeah.
Yep.
Surak, however, you get yourself some wild boars.
All right.
With the 29, I mean, you're getting. I have to actually count. You're
A big
getting
number.
10. You're getting 11 provision points.
Are those wild boars still alive?
Like these are different wild boars, and they are dead because they bled out.
Oh no. Okay, so no,
From
that's what I was confirming.
Yeah, they tend to bleed out.
If there was any animal that would be the closest to something that you might domesticate, while difficult, that would be a very useful one.
Now, you can try to actually send people out to try and find animals to herd and domesticate. That actually is in the rules, but you've yet to do that, actually.
Well, we didn't before. Like, it makes sense that we didn't because we didn't have the logical means to control them. We didn't have a perimeter. We didn't have anything set up.
Okay, if you want to find an animal, you need to roll a handle animal check.
Well, do we want to start sending people out for that now?
You can.
Because
I'm sure a mechanic could make a good live capture trap. Something like what I have in the Discord chat.
You want to use that to help you with the to trap an animal to domesticate?
Yeah, like if I could give him some sort of bonus by building things for him that could help him do the job. Because, like having a ferret of our own that could, capture rabbits for us, that would
I
be
like
nice.
the way you're thinking there.
I'll
I'll give you
help.
a circumstance. I can give you a circumstance bonus with that if you want.
All right, do you need me to roll for that, or can I just say I take 10?
No, you don't need to roll for that at all. It's basically whoever's doing the handle animal roll who's actually going out and doing it.
All right. Well, it's good to help.
So
thank you for letting me
I
be
might
creative.
be able to help with that once the animal's back.
Well, then at this point, then how many people are actually going to attempt to do it?
No, it's not on my list. Never mind. Charm animal is not something I can do. If we have a ranger, you can bring a scroll of charm animal.
Auburn does have that ability.
Well, she can even blow through the one scroll we have of it instead of using the actual thing because wizard can't get it, right? So
Anton in particular would like a ferret or small muscling creature to teach to pickpocket.
And I'm going
But
into
I don't
business
have
for
handle animal to do
myself.
that. That's so sad. Can
so
cross
many of these
class
scrolls
skills?
I can't do anything with.
Say that again.
Oh, can cross class skills be taken at half effectiveness like in D&D 3?
There is rules for that, but you need prerequisites for it, and I do not know what they are on the top of my head.
I'm gonna look for a feat that gives me handling animal for a skill because that just seems like such a boss thing to do.
Well,
I mean,
if
I'm
you
for
want
it if you want
to,
to look for that.
like, do you have to be of a class that can cast a scroll to be able to use it?
You need the skill of use magic device.
Okay, so if you want to take, we do have one scroll of charm animal.
It would also keep in mind that you need to read the scroll, and usually, like magic classes are the only ones that can read scrolls like that.
Yeah, so you'd have to be a druid, I think, or a
Okay.
ranger to do it.
Yep, it's druid or
Yeah.
ranger. I just didn't know if both qualified.
Druid. It's druid, ranger, cleric for any divine, specifically inquisitor, things like that. They can use the scrolls with great ease. The biggest problem is that most like fighters, rogues, and stuff. Technically, you can attempt it, but it's much more difficult. 'Cause it's
Rogues
gonna
can do it more
rely on-
easily if they have the use magic device skill. I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
It's charisma based, and I don't have a good charisma, so I just skipped it.
So, okay, so what are you guys doing?
I will make my crafting roll for the
Is any-
no. It's the
Alright.
same day, correct?
Yes.
Okay, same day. I don't need to worry about it yet.
So who are we gonna have actually go do the animal handling?
That's what I keep asking. Who's sending out
Could
that?
we could have Auburn do it, but damn, I'm think I'm gonna definitely take one of the skilled feats next feat I get to pick that up as a class skill and then invest in it.
I can do it, but I obviously can't use the magic or anything.
Auburn doesn't get anything for today.
Come on, Auburn.
Even with the circumstance bonus, she does not find any animals today.
In that case, for the next day,
There's always tomorrow, though.
yeah, for the next day, I think I'm gonna have Anton building cages for the various animals we're live capturing and trying to train.
Can I help him with that in some way?
Yeah, go for it.
Since I can craft various traps.
Hold on, that's the
Yes, you
next
can
day.
craft.
We're just planning for
That's
it.
tomorrow.
Okay,
Yeah, we're
well,
planning
Tomorrow,
to do
you
it.
can help
so
with that, but we're not-
when you're doing that, you will have a +5 bonus to that roll as well.
That's tomorrow. You're still
Yep.
in today.
Yep. I'm just
I jumped the gun on
I already
straight.
know I'm gonna give the one of my +5s to that.
So you're able to get 19 provision points for the day today, based off of the traps.
I put my 7 on the provision sheet already.
Okay.
I already have them in there.
So everybody's at least going to be eating tonight for sure.
Yeah.
There is a mention from a couple of the folks saying, can we put like extra guards on duty, more rotations or something?
Yeah, if you guys want to have a couple more people stay up, go for it. We got the weapons for it.
So they're going to do that, and let's see if anything happens during the night.
3.
Well, it looks like nothing happened during the night, which is good. But when you all wake up in the morning, it's you notice the weather is starting to turn again a little bit. Like it's a very cloudy day today, and there's like a north wind coming in, so it's like getting a little chilly.
Okay.
What do you do next?
Yeah, seeing that happening, I will do the crafter's fortune on Anton, knowing he's building traps.
Alrighty.
What it is I walk up and like I see what you're going to work on, and I'm like, oh, whoa, hold on, let me see your hands.
Are you going to rub blood on them?
Nah.
Are you going to cut them off for a spell component?
No, I don't have any spells that require your hands.
That's good. Very well. He shows his hands.
Cool. And then I'll just rub my hands against his, and there'll be a faint glow. Then it will fade. Yeah, you'll do a little bit better. That's a +5 luck bonus. 2, any craft checks, or 1 craft check that you make today.
What can I do for helping, just for having the actual skill?
I mean, if you're gonna use that skill, you're helping with the cages, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll.
Okay.
And then Anton, go ahead and roll it, and then we'll see where we are.
And I will also roll my craft for finishing the 5th hut. No, 4th hut.
Well, we both got above 20.
That's really good. All right, Forvel, you do finish the hut after the interruption yesterday.
Beautiful.
Things are looking a little bit better. People are a little bit better mooded, but everyone is still incredibly paranoid about what's going on. So you guys do that. You're able to build 2 cages, decently sized too. You can actually fit more than small game in there. You can fit one small game, one large game, one. So like you could put like almost like a cage that's just like human sized if you really wanted to.
All right, now we need a dancer.
Walking by, Forvel will point out minimal mistakes. By that, only about 8 to 10.
Forvel ranks it a 6 out of 10. The work you've done.
100%, and that's high for him. I will actually check with Kinning, Auburn, Jet for what spell I should try and learn, because I have two that I want to choose from right off the bat. Both I have the prerequisites for. One of them is Summon Monster 2.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is Detect Metal.
Kinning says detect metal. Jet says the summon monster. Auburn says doesn't matter.
Cool. 1 sec. I'm gonna roll a d4 and actually no. I'm gonna go to the Puncher of Bears. All right, cool. I need a tiebreaker on something. So I got magic. I can add to my magic in 2 ways. I can either summon monsters to fight with or find metal. What do you think we do?
Sorry, what is find metal?
It's detect metal.
Okay.
Basic rundown. So I detect any metal, objects or creatures within a 60-foot cone.
Okay. Well, the metal would be useful for finding enemies in a short area.
Or like stuff that we could.
Yeah, or stuff.
Veins and stuff, yeah.
But the other is summon monster, you said?
Yep. Summon monster, and it's Summon Monster 2.
Okay. So the other would just straight up be useful in fights.
Or hunting and tracking and stuff like that too.
Yes. I imagine
It doesn't
it
have to
can
be
probably
just combat.
summon quite a few different things, right?
I haven't even looked at what I can summon yet. I don't plan that far ahead.
Okay. How often do you go outside the camp?
Before it was all the time, but now I've been staying inside and organizing things. Because I'm in charge.